Hi, I'm Deborah Sadler, and I am the author of Words of the Temple, A New Humanity, a trilogy. Book one is called Working Toward World Peace, and that's really the objective of the whole trilogy and actually all of the work that I do. My channel is called A New Humanity because that's exactly where we are. We are moving into a new humanity. And this trilogy is really all about a bigger picture. And I use the work of Cryon, Wisdom from Cryon, with permission from Lee Carroll and his partner Monica Morani throughout the book, which gives us a bigger picture from a galactic perspective about what is taking place on our planet. And Cryon tells us we are in a dark light war. And in my book, I really focus on an astronomical event called the precession of the equinoxes. It's a 26,000 year cycle that the sun takes around Alcyon, the brightest star in the Pleiadian star system. And in that 26,000 years, our sun and solar system go through all 12 signs of the zodiac. We are about to go into the Aquarian part of the zodiac, and our sun and we will be there for 2,100 years. And so we're moving into a time of the people, for the people, by the people, for 2,100 years. That's where we're going. And so what you're watching right now is really the precession of the equinoxes, and every 26,000 years there's the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, and that's where we're at. And we are ending a cycle, and it's a cycle where we were in the shadow part of the cycle around Alcyon, and now we've moved into the light part. We've been in the shadow for 13,000 years, and we're moving into the light, but it's even more than that. Cryon says we've actually been in the shadow for about eons. And so we passed the marker, which was 12/21/2012, end of the Mayan calendar, a lot of prophecies around 2000, 2012. And when we pass that marker, Cryon says we no longer are going to be destroying ourselves. That was a marker that the galactic brothers and sisters who are real people or real entities celebrated when we passed that marker without destroying ourselves. And that's what's so wonderful about the wisdom of Cryon, because Cryon is a group of angelic entities from the other side of the veil, and he gives us the bigger picture of what's going on our planet. And we are a planet of free will. And there's only one planet of free will in our galaxy at a time. And so we are front and center in terms of what's going on in this galaxy. And Cryon tells us we've been going round and round and round in the same cycle, the same circle, with history repeating itself with one war after another. But he said on 2012 we went on to a sidetrack. And we don't know where we're going because we've never been a planet in ascension. But when we passed that marker, the prophecy was that we would become a planet in ascension. And what does that mean? That means we're rising above all of the ugly, dark, criminal, corrupt nonsense that we are being fed as reality. And so we're just rising above it. And that's why I've been talking about a bifurcation taking place. Like, they're so absurd that many of us can't even, we can look down there and just go, whew, take one little quick look and get back up into our light bodies of joy and ease and grace and compassion and prosperity and being loving and kind and caring and having fun, being at ease and having grace, having things be easy for us. And so many of us who have worked on raising our consciousness are no longer in the emergency that those of the dark force are in right now, because they're in a whole lot of trouble because they're using dark energy in new energy. And I've been saying over and over and over on this channel that everything they try does not work. It's just one face plant and one belly flop after another. Nothing works for them because they're in new energy. And so I want people to know that we're moving to world peace, beyond it, and to a golden age. We have no idea how wonderful the internet and AI are going to make our lives within 10 years. And the scientific breakthroughs with medicine and just also breakthroughs in how we organize our lives and rebuild our houses and how we organize our cities. The indigo children and grandchildren have come of age, and they will be transitioning us into a world that works for everyone. They came here to remake, remodel, and remold this world, and they will do so. And they were just coming into their power. And how do we get the dark energy off the planet? Cryon says it's a matter of attrition. He says it will take 3 years. And every generation will have more and more who will be members of the new humanity. And in another 3 generations, those from the dark energy who align themselves with that will no longer, that energy will not be on our planet. In addition to that, through Cryon and through Monica Morani's work, I detail what the Pleiadian star mothers put in place 200,000 years ago for humanity should we make it past the marker. And so there is a lot of galactic information in these books that pertain to what's going on in our planet. This has happened many other times. We are from the Pleiadian star system. The star mothers came down here 200,000 years ago, and they put things in place on the planet that would change and make things easier for us should we pass the marker. Some of these things are the crystalline grid, which covers the surface of the planet. Well, that is rising in consciousness. It's rising in light, it's rising in energy, and it's rising in its vibration. So is the Gaia grid, the Earth grid. It is raising its frequency. In addition to that is the magnetic grid. Cryon always introduces himself as the magnetic master. And I recently did a post where I quoted from my book, Cryon, who said that no other planets are magnetic. The magnetics did not get here by nature. They were planted here because shifting the magnetics, which he and his co-angels have done, they've done it in a direction that raises the consciousness of humanity. So there's also 12 nodes that match with 12 nulls that clean up the old energy and the old memories of the wars that have taken place on this planet. The new humanity folks are coming in without the negative in their Akash. They're coming in without the negative in their karma. These young people are coming in with mastery. And those of us who are a little bit more mature are also able to step into mastery, which is just to be the light and to be love and to be caring and kind. So all of the cruelty and all of the focus on separation and all of the frightening things that these folks are doing just don't work anymore. It's like punishment. We don't punish kids anymore because it simply doesn't work. And so we're going to create a world that works for all of humanity, not just a certain subgroup, which is now really gone off the rails. So our job is to stay in the light, to not pay attention to what's going on, to not get caught up in the chaos or the drama or the whatever the chaos or drama is of the day. Our job is, yes, let's notice, let's pay attention, but you know what? We're going to continue to have a great summer. I know a lot of kids have gone back to school or will be going back to school, but school's a good thing. School is a very, very wonderful thing. And so it's great the kids are back in school and they're back with their friends and they're back in a community where they're safe and where they're valued and where they're learning how to speak up for themselves in a way where they know how to cite relevant information. They know the difference. They know how to discriminate, because I write about this in my trilogy that we've been teaching them Common Core for about 15 years now, and everything that they write has to be cited unless it's their own information, and it has to be a credible source. Okay, I just want you to keep your heads high. Notice that the old is dying and it's ugly and it's upsetting, but bye-bye. Everybody, have a great week.